You ever think about how one single, really simple word can be like a key that unlocks a much bigger idea? Well, today we're going to grab one of those words, take it apart piece by piece, and uncover a pretty fascinating secret about language itself.
Okay, so think about these pairs, left and right, day and night, yes and no. They're super familiar, right? They almost feel automatic. But what's the one single idea that ties them all together? Go on, take a guess. It's a word you probably say all the time, but maybe without stopping to think about just how powerful it really is.
Yep, that's it. The word is opposite. Simple, I know, but stick with me here, because this one little word is hiding some serious multitasking skills.
So you might be thinking, opposite, why are we doing a whole explainer on that? Well, because the secret behind this word actually tells us something huge about communicating clearly, and why it's considered one of the most essential words in the entire English language. So it turns out, opposite isn't just doing one thing. Think of it like a Swiss Army knife. It's a grammatical powerhouse that's actually doing three jobs at once. So, what are these three jobs? Well, it can be a place, a quality, and a thing. We're going to break down each one of these step by step to see exactly how it works. All right, first up, location. Let's look at how opposite tells us where something is in physical space. So when we use it as a preposition, it's pretty straightforward. It just means that two things are facing each other, like two people sitting across from each other at a dinner table.
When you hear this sentence, you immediately see it in your head, don't you? The hotel here, the street in the middle, and the bank right there, looking right at it. It's all about that physical location.
Okay, so that's the simple one. Now let's get a little more abstract. We're moving from physical places to the world of ideas, and this is where opposite really starts to show off its other two jobs. Now, as an adjective, it's describing something, right? A quality. But here's the really cool part, the key detail. It's not just that things are different. They have to be the same kind of thing to begin with. Like left and right. Both are directions. Hot and cold. Both are temperatures. This is a perfect example. We're talking about two people, the same kind of thing, but their personalities, their core qualities are just completely different. That's opposite, the adjective, doing its job. And for its third and final trick, opposite can actually be a noun. It stops just describing something and becomes the thing itself. It represents the concept of that total difference. Ah, man, I think we've all been there, right? In this sentence, the opposite isn't a place or a description. It's the actual thing they do. It's the action. So there you have it. One word, three totally distinct jobs. So it's a pretty versatile word. But language is weird and wonderful, and it's always got a curveball ready. So get ready for a little twist that's kind of going to blow your mind. How wild is that? You can dust furniture to remove dust, or you can dust a cake with sugar to add sugar. It means both to take off and to put on. Words like this are actually called contronyms, and they're a perfect example of why having clear, reliable, hardworking words is so important. So a word that can be a location, a quality, and a thing is obviously a powerful tool. Which brings us to the big question. Out of the hundreds of thousands of words in the English language, why are we focusing on this one? What is the big deal about opposite? All right, this is it, the big reveal. What makes opposite so incredibly special isn't just how flexible it is, it's where it shows up. It's on a very, very exclusive list. And there it is. This is the whole reason we're here. Opposite isn't just a handy word. It's officially recognized as one of the most fundamental building blocks for communication in English. Just let that number sink in. 850. Out of all the words out there, a group of linguists figured out that with just these 850, you can express almost any idea. And our little word opposite made the cut. This list, it's called Basic English, and it was created to be a simple, super efficient tool, especially for international speakers and just for clear communication in general. You could call it the ultimate language toolkit. And this brings us to the big takeaway. What can this one little word really teach us about communication as a whole? Well, it shows us that you don't need a massive vocabulary to talk about big, complex ideas. Words like opposite that can do multiple jobs are like power tools. They let you build amazing things with just a few simple parts. And at the end of the day, mastering these basics, that is the real secret to being understood. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If a core vocabulary of just 850 words is all you need to explain almost anything, it really makes you wonder. Maybe the opposite of complicated isn't simple. Maybe it's just clear.